watching ABC 10 News at 4.
A months-long Team 10 investigation uncovered a scandal inside the San Diego Police Department. An officer is accused of installing hidden cameras in her ex-husband's home and putting tracking devices on his vehicle in an effort to stalk him. The officer denies the allegations, claiming the cameras were used to monitor their infant child. But as Team 10 investigator Austin Gravish uncovered, the officer has previously been reprimanded for hacking a phone.
Stephanie, can we ask you a couple of questions about the hearing today?
Officer Stephanie Cockrell wasn't eager to talk.
Did you install hidden cameras in your ex-husband's home?
At a recent hearing, a judge and an attorney for her ex-husband grilled her. Team 10 has learned Stephanie is accused of installing this spy camera disguised as a USB charger in her ex-husband's La Mesa home. Stephanie and Tyler Cockrell both work for the San Diego Police Department. Tyler says he found the spy cam in his kitchen back in 2021. And he claims he found other cameras under his bed and beneath furniture. He provided screenshots to the court of his ex allegedly installing the devices after she moved out. The veteran officer even alleges Stephanie, who he divorced in 2021, put tracking devices on his vehicle inside a magnetic box found by his mechanic. And he alleges his ex spied on his girlfriend.
Did you install a tracking device on your ex-husband's truck?
In a request for a restraining order, Tyler said, "I am fearful of Stephanie and concerned about the close tabs she is keeping on me and my life through careful surveillance." Apparently so concerned for his safety, Tyler went to La Mesa police and asked that his ex be held criminally liable, according to this police report obtained by Team 10 through a public records request. The document says Tyler told a detective he thought Stephanie may have entered his home through a doggy door or by using a hidden key. The investigator took the cameras into evidence and forwarded the case to the district attorney's office, who declined to file charges. Stephanie, who would not answer any of my questions, calls the allegations, quote, wild, unfounded, and unsubstantiated in court documents. The 41-year-old says she's never broken into her ex's home, and the officer, who fought unsuccessfully to have her Amazon purchases kept secret, claims she and her ex purchased the devices to monitor their son.
If you were going to monitor your infant child, why purchase spyware cameras from Amazon?
As for those supposed screenshots of Stephanie installing the cameras, she says those were taken during a 2-week period when she was staying with Tyler. And she claims it was Tyler who would monitor her. Judge Charles Bell Jr. asked why she bought cameras for her brief 2-week stay. She testified she couldn't remember who bought the devices, which she claimed were installed by her son's crib and in the living room with Tyler's consent. The judge said a subpoena from Amazon confirmed Stephanie bought 11 cameras, a GPS tracker, recording devices, and a magnetic box, saying, quote, the things he found in his home were found in her Amazon purchase history. Under oath, Stephanie claims she couldn't recall purchasing spy cameras, a voice recorder, or that magnetic box Tyler says his mechanic found under his truck. Quote, I've purchased cameras. I wouldn't call them spyware, she testified.
What was the purpose of the spyware and the tracking devices and buying that kind of stuff from Amazon?
The judge asked Stephanie to explain why she was near Tyler's girlfriend's home, saying, quote, so you just happened to be on that street? Stephanie replied, I was looking for my son.
No comment.
In court, Stephanie's attorney said his client never installed hidden cameras. He questioned why Tyler was filing the restraining order years after the judge denied his original request to keep his ex away from him, saying it's awfully suspect to come to court 3 years later. This current court battle isn't the first time Stephanie has been accused of spying.
An alleged love triangle involving 2 San Diego police officers, now ending in an ugly lawsuit.
In 2016, she made headlines after she admitted she hacked a phone belonging to an officer she was having an affair with. His wife found out and blocked Stephanie's number. The fresh recruit to the force then had an employee at Verizon unblock her number. The wife sued the city and Stephanie, sparking a public scandal. The rookie officer, who then had the last name Audette, wanted taxpayers to cover her legal fees, but the city council refused. A memo written by the city's deputy attorney said not only has Audette admitted to violating the law and SDPD policy, these acts were not related to her duties as an officer. We don't know what discipline Stephanie received, but in 2023, she was on medical leave from the force, according to documents reviewed by Team 10. In a court record filed last summer, Tyler claimed Stephanie was under active investigation for substantiated allegations in February of 2023 for both stalking, theft, and untruthfulness. He claimed his ex was pending termination from the force. As for Tyler, he himself has had his own run-ins with internal affairs. Former police chief William Lansdowne suspended him in 2012 for using improper force and closing a door on a suspect's leg. The veteran officer didn't want to do an interview, but told Team 10 in a statement his version of what happened. I handcuffed a guy selling weed at an elementary school. Department decided I shouldn't have handcuffed him because another officer just told him to leave. In 2018, then police chief Shelley Zimmerman suspended Tyler again after he refused to give his family's dog to animal control after it bit Stephanie. He tells us Animal Services came 2 weeks after the incident, which he claims was days past when the agency was allowed to issue a ticket. Quote, I told him the numbers didn't add up and to give me a ticket. He didn't, and the department didn't like it. Team 10 asked San Diego police for Stephanie's discipline records and to tell us if the department ever investigated the officer for installing hidden cameras. The agency refused to say anything. Back here outside court, the judge has not yet made a decision on whether or not he will grant Tyler his request for a restraining order. Austin Grabish, Team 10.
Austin is a government watchdog. He also covers the California Medical Board, military investigations, and the U.S. border. If there's a story you'd like him to cover, send him an email at austin.grabish@10news.com. You can also scan the QR code on your screen to see more of his reporting.